Tonight on News 3 at 6, a local organization is taking the step of helping people with drug addiction.
And a candidate for Attorney General in Wisconsin getting some help from a former vice president. News 3 at 6 starts right now.
This is News 3 at 6.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Charlotte is off this week. An addiction treatment center is looking to take the next step in combating the opioid crisis here in Dane County. A $250,000 state grant is helping them accomplish that.
And they take treatment a step further. Not only do they have a detox center, inpatient and outpatient services, but what sets them apart is case management to help their patients help themselves. Jamie Perez introduces us to this program that is brand new to Dane County. Jamie?
That's right. So that case management that you just mentioned basically lets their clinicians work with the patients one-on-one. They basically set them up with the services they need and will even drive them around to their appointments, basically doing whatever they can as a one-stop shop to provide a full continuum of service. They've been around for more than 40 years, but this is something new.
Which is a pure opiate blocker. And once people have that injection every 28 days, they report decreased craving for opiates.
In an effort to combat the opioid crisis, Tellurian is offering an expanded service to their recovery program.
The ability to have case management, people who work with the addicts, who, besides just getting the injection that blocks the opioids, they need case management. They need other recovery tools.
Their clinicians work directly with the patients, driving them to appointments, doing whatever they can to help them help themselves.
There's a very big epidemic across our country with heroin, and there's thousands of people dying in our country. In fact, more people die from heroin overdoses than from drunk driving.
This service is already offered in Sauk County. Right now, they have more than an 80% success rate in patients no longer having the urge to use.
A lot of folks are doing well. They feel good about it. They feel that it's helped with their recovery.
Patients need to be sober for at least 7 days before the program doctors can administer this opioid effect blocking drug.
There's safety in that. They're not going to overdose because their opioid effect is blocked.
Then the rest of their recovery can begin.
That we feel that we can really save people's lives and make a difference for people in our community.
If you or someone you know needs treatment, help is available. To speak with a community recovery specialist, you can call 608-204-8447. To learn more about the services that Tellurian offers, a link to their website can be found on our website. That's channel3000.com.
Incredibly important service. Jamie Perez in the News Center. Jamie, thank you. All right, the radar is pretty busy at this hour. We turn it over now to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Our first alert forecast. Gary.
Eric, the radar is lighting up because it's been so humid out there. Now we have an upper air disturbance, which is starting to touch off a little more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. You can see on visible cloud track how quickly those clouds blossomed up into showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. On Doppler track, the rain pretty widespread over southwestern and west central Wisconsin. One band of showers and thunderstorms moved through the Madison area, but more are moving through southwestern Wisconsin and will continue to lift off toward the north and east. So the best chances of rain will be this evening, but we can't rule out showers and thunderstorms overnight. Low temperatures this morning started out mild because of the high humidity and the fog that developed. Milwaukee only dropped to 72. Janesville only dropped to 70. Here in Madison, we were at 66. Most areas were in the low to mid 60s. Current temperatures are only in the lower 70s, a few places in the upper 60s, thanks to the cloud cover and the rain. But dew point temperatures are almost the same as the actual air temperature. So fog is a problem in some areas, and also seeing widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the middle to upper 60s. There'll be some patchy areas of fog, chance of showers and thunderstorms overnight, and a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. Otherwise, another warm and humid day with a high of 82. That's your first alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. The buildings destroyed in the deadly natural gas explosion in Sun Prairie last month will be removed by the end of this month. The city says it plans to remove those buildings that were destroyed and fill the basements by August 31st. A contractor struck a gas main July 10th, causing the leak that led to the explosion. Firefighter Corey Barr was killed. Firefighter Ryan Welch seriously injured. The city said it's working with the Department of Transportation on the intersection there, West Main and North Bristol. Road work is expected to start September 3rd.
Madison police say surveillance cameras led to the arrest of 2 people involved in an attack at a Madison park. Officers say a 54-year-old man who visits James Madison Park to feed the ducks was allegedly beat up Wednesday night by 38-year-old Valerie Sebatar and 49-year-old Richard Trejo. Both were arrested on suspicion of robbery and use of force and battery. The two had asked the 54-year-old for some money to buy beer and then stole money from his his wallet. The victim had cuts on his arm and a bruise on his head. The incident is still under investigation.
Still no arrest following a patient abuse scandal inside Meriter Hospital. It's been 6 months now since News 3 broke the story that Madison police were investigating unexplained injuries inside the newborn intensive care unit there. Madison police confirmed to News 3 the case was turned over to the district attorney. The nurse who was initially suspended is no longer with the hospital. A separate federal investigation found 5 newborns suffered unexplained injuries, bruises, even a skull fracture. That same investigation concluded that Meriter failed to protect patients and report abuse properly. Republican U.S. Senator Ron Johnson met with Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh this week. Senator Johnson says the two spoke for about an hour and calls Kavanaugh highly qualified to be the next Supreme Court Justice. He says he has a long record, close to 300 decisions, while on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. Senator Johnson asking for support for Kavanaugh from both sides of the aisle.
I'm going to obviously support his nomination. I would like to see every senator support the nomination of such a qualified jurist and such a decent man.
Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin tweeted, quote, "The people of Wisconsin need a fair, impartial, and independent Supreme Court justice who will stand up for them, not for powerful special interests. I don't have confidence that Judge Kavanaugh would be that justice." Former Vice President Joe Biden endorsing a candidate in the state's Attorney General race. Biden endorsing Democrat Josh Kaul, who's taking on current Attorney General Republican Brad Schimmel in November. In a press release this afternoon, Biden says he supports Kaul's efforts toward fighting the opioid epidemic and stance on affordable health care. Officials with Schimmel's campaign describe Kaul as a partisan activist.
The latest numbers from the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development show the state's unemployment rate is under 3%. It's the 6th month in a row where the number has stayed around 3%. Between June and July, the state added over 9,000 private sector jobs. While low unemployment is good news, many businesses say they're having a hard time filling positions due to a worker shortage. There is a proposal to increase the investment in a Dane County program that helps people who rely on food stamps with work training. In the last session, the state legislature passed new laws requiring parents receiving those benefits to participate in job training. The new rules also require able-bodied adults in the food share program to work at least 30 hours a week instead of 20. The board will look at giving one of the training program supervisors a raise tonight. Still to come tonight at 6, a community trying to honor veterans makes an unexpected discovery.
Well, the construction of a new monument in Maple Bluff digs up a piece of the past. That's next on News 3 at 6. We all know construction doesn't always go as planned.
When crews hit a chunk of unexpected concrete as they started to dig in Maple Bluff, they never thought it would reveal a big piece of the community's history. Our Kelly Arthur shares what was unearthed.
Construction crews started their work on what will be a veterans memorial in Maple Bluff, but when they began to dig, they found something they were not expecting.
The front will be here. There will be a plaza.
It's a project 4 years in the making.
You can see that the memorial stands about 5 feet tall.
Big enough to fit all 330 Maple Bluff men and women who have fought for our country.
And that goes back through both world wars, through both Korea, Vietnam, even most recent wars that we've had.
A memorial so important, officials wanted to make sure the proposed location in Johnson Park would work without any interference.
In fact, when we started planning for the memorial, that was one of the concerns, and we actually did a test dig.
That didn't turn up anything.
It was pretty clean.
But when it came time for the real dig in July, within hours, crews found something that had spent decades underground, the remnants of Lakewood School.
So it was a very popular neighborhood school.
Knocked down nearly 50 years earlier.
The school foundation in the back corner is about where we believe that the memorial is being built right now. Some of our older generation residents went to that school, and it has a lot of meaning for them.
The location will soon have a very different meaning.
And most of the focus now is on that.
But unlike the traditional way of doing things, which is to remove all the former foundation, the village decided to remove only what was necessary. So the past and future will all be present at one site.
You know, it's a part of history that you can't reclaim, but just knowing that there's still parts of it there is kind of cool.
Work on the Veterans Memorial should be completed by October. Maple Bluff is planning on doing a dedication ceremony, very fittingly, on Veterans Day. In Maple Bluff, Keely Arthur, WISC News 3.
The memorial is funded solely on donations from Maple Bluff residents. Together, they've raised more than $100,000. Wisconsin's largest technology and entrepreneurship festival is kicking off today.
For the 8th year, entrepreneurs from across the Midwest are coming to Madison for the Forward Festival. During this 8-day event, tech enthusiasts and aspiring inventors will come together to discuss new ideas and the latest technology. They'll also hear from the experts tips to turn their ideas into reality.
We've had people tell us that they've been able to find future investors, board members, and co-founders for their companies as a result of the collisions that we're able to create during the festival.
The festival will host over 50 events covering a wide range of topics, and those are open to the public. Next, a story you'll only see tonight on News 3.
We'll preview the story of a local artist using her skills to help her community.
And in weather, look for the possibility for showers and thunderstorms tonight and a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow into tomorrow evening. After that, the weekend should be dry and warm. I'll have your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
A local sewing artist is using her talent and hobby to help families cope with loss.
In Annie Shep's basement in Cottage Grove, she has a workspace that has changed lives with every stitch she makes. Annie takes donated wedding gowns and turns them into burial outfits for babies who are born stillborn, miscarried, or die at a very young age. She calls her work angel gowns, and it's all in honor of her own angel, her daughter Pamela, who died of a sudden brain aneurysm.
7 years for me, and some days it feels just like yesterday. So it takes a long time, but you can not always feel like you're having a heart attack from the anxiety of it.
Our Jamie Perez sat down with Annie to learn more about her project and the beautiful purpose behind it. We'll hear her story coming up tonight on News 3 at 10.
We turn to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, who joins us now. He's been monitoring some rain all across the southern portion of the state, Gary.
Yeah, showers and thunderstorms have been popping up this afternoon, and now are becoming a little more widespread. Let's start out by taking a look, first of all, at visible cloud track. You can see how these showers and storms really came together just over the last few hours. The clouds just blossomed up across southern Wisconsin. Now, some of these storms have been producing some heavy downpours, but taking a look at the Platteville Queen Bee radio sky cam from earlier, look at that, a little funnel cloud that reported there. If you look at the difference between a funnel cloud and a tornado, of course, a funnel cloud doesn't reach the ground, doesn't cause damage, so the circulation never makes it all the way down to the ground. Usually it lasts for just a few seconds to maybe a couple of minutes. A tornado actually touches the ground and can cause significant damage, but you may not see the funnel. If you're very close to the tornado, you wouldn't see the funnel. So just because you have a tornado doesn't mean that you necessarily would see a funnel cloud. And look at this. Tornado warning's been issued for parts of east central Iowa, near just southwest of Dubuque, Iowa there. We're just taking a look at the radar and velocity in there. There's a couple of circulations that could possibly produce a tornado. That line of storms will probably stay to our south, tracking through northern Illinois, but more showers and thunderstorms are up over parts of southwestern Wisconsin. Should one of those circulations reach the ground, the National Weather Service will certainly issue a tornado warning on it, but those are pretty rare. Earlier today, there were some strong thunderstorms up in the Fond du Lac area that produced heavy amounts of rain, as well as some hail. Over 2 inches of rain in central Fond du Lac County, and then of course more showers and thunderstorms producing over 2 inches of rain over parts of southwestern Wisconsin. But this is all part of an upper level low pressure system which has been moving eastward. Once it moves through, the air back to the west is really starting to settle down. So tomorrow, just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Live view from the Queen Bee radio sky cam in Platteville, pretty gray there. The WISC sky cam looking off toward the east. You can see the low bank of clouds. Edgewater sky cam in downtown Madison. Skies are mostly cloudy. The rain has stopped, at least for the time being, in Madison. As we check out the almanac for today, high temperature hit 82. The low temperature started out at 66 with the muggy conditions this morning. Right now we're at 71 with mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. But that dew point temperature is at 68, so it is very humid out there. You can certainly tell where the thicker clouds and the showers and thunderstorms are. Temperatures are in the 60s to the lower 70s. Farther to the north, Rhinelander is the warm spot in the state right now because they have some sunshine. Temperatures are in the lower 80s. Winds are generally pretty light through much of the state, although there is a trend toward more northerly winds in the northern part of the state. That front that has just been sitting for the last couple of days just to our north and west will gradually work its way on through, but it really isn't going to have much of an effect on the temperatures. It will probably dry out the air a little bit. Dew point temperatures are in the 60s, even some 70s as far north as the Twin Cities. As the whole weather system shifts off to the east, we'll probably see the dew points drop into the lower 60s, a little less humid. So once these showers and thunderstorms move toward the east along the southern branch of the jet stream here, just kind of traversing to the south, then eventually that will allow some of this drier air out to the west and the Dakotas to move eastward. But there really isn't much of a difference in temperatures. In fact, if anything, it's warmer out there just because of the sunshine. Temperatures in the 80s, you get some 90s into parts of North Dakota and Montana. But notice the dew point temperatures, upper 60s and low 70s here, mainly 50s, some low 60s, even some 40s in parts of North Dakota. So they are a little bit drier there. On future track, these showers and thunderstorms will probably die down later on tonight. A few may pop up tomorrow afternoon, and then we're looking for dry conditions for Saturday and Sunday. For tonight, look for mostly cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms, muggy with some areas of fog late with a low of 65. Tomorrow, partly sunny, warm and humid, high of 82. Just a chance of showers and thunderstorms, the best chance chances being in the afternoon. On future tracking, you can see how the shower and thunderstorm activity dies down overnight. Tomorrow, it pops back up, but not as widespread. Then for tomorrow night, look for those showers and storms to end. We'll see some patchy fog. And then on Saturday, look for partly sunny skies with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Rainfall amounts, 1/4 to 1/2 inch in most areas, but some areas will pick up an inch or two in a heavier shower or thunderstorm. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures mainly in the 80s as we head through the weekend, and then dropping into the 70s with some showers and storms early next week, and then a warm up toward the end of next week.
We'll go live to Lambeau Field to check in with the Packers and Steelers and stop by Badger football practice where the defense is trying to find some answers. That's coming up in sports.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carolla. Tonight on the news at 9, the Packers are taking on the Steelers tonight in their second preseason game. That story highlights coming up first on Fox at 9.
The Packers play their second preseason game tonight just after 7 o'clock at Lambeau Field against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers will play, Ben Roethlisberger will not. We go back live to Lambeau Field where Melissa Kim has more on the return of Aaron Rodgers to Lambeau. Good evening, Melissa.
Good evening, Jay. Well, it has been 321 days since Aaron Rodgers took the field here at Lambeau, so you can imagine he's excited. A lot of fans here are excited. That was in week 4 last year, September 28th versus the Bears. That was, of course, a W for the Pack. Now, the last time Rodgers played was actually at Carolina last season, but that was an away game, so he's not really counting that right now because he really just wants the chance to be able to play in front of the Green Bay fans here. Now, people were actually cheering when he was just walking around here just about an hour ago, but he did throw some actual passes in pregame, in particular, a pretty good long one to tight end Jimmy Graham. Needless to say, Rodgers pretty much ready to be back out here in front of the home crowd.
I'd like to in front of our fans, and you know, being that we got the first 2 at home, it'd be nice to get out there back on Lambeau Obviously, when I came back from my injury, I was on the road, so I haven't played at home for a long time. I'm trying to think of the last game we played here. Was it Cincinnati, maybe? So it'd be nice to get back on Lambeau. But it's not a ton of preparation in the same way that it would be for a regular season game. But I think there's still things to be gained, even as a veteran player in the preseason.
Now the three backups expected to see some time here as well. Rodgers probably won't play for that long, just enough to kind of get his mojo back here at Lambeau. And I know you, earlier in the 5J, we told you that we were starting to feel some raindrops here. Luckily, and nothing else. They've gone away, so we should definitely be able to see Aaron take quite a few snaps here this evening. Back to you.
It's okay, you won't melt. That's Melissa Kim live at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Thanks. The Badger football season opener is 2 weeks from tomorrow. Today, practice moved back inside Camp Randall Stadium. Now, whenever anyone talks about the 2018 Badgers, they say the offense should be great and the defense, well, they're not so sure. There will be plenty of new faces in the starting lineup, but defensive coordinator Jim Leonard likes what he's seen so far.
You want to see them compete a lot, and you have a lot of conversation with kids, and I think you get a pretty good sense of who they are on the inside. You don't always know, guys get shook pretty fast when all of a sudden the eyes are on you and all those cameras are on you. But I feel good. We talk about it all the time. That's the game of football at this level, where they want to be.
Ready or not, the high school football season is here. Tomorrow night, we'll have Sun Prairie at Madison Memorial to kick off our Prep Mania High School Football Game of the Week. We'll have that game live on TVW. We'll live stream it on channel3000.com tomorrow night at 7. And Brant Snedeker bogeyed his first hole at the Wyndham Championship today, but then things got a whole lot better. He shot 32 on his first 9, 27 on his second 9. You do the math. 32 plus 27, that's 59. Only the 10th sub-60 round in PGA Tour history. It is a par 70 course, so it's 11 under par, but still 59 for Brant Snedeker today. We can shoot 59, but then we go to the 12th hole,
About halfway through your run. Jim Leonard looks like maybe he can still play, doesn't he? He didn't look any difference.
Well, it's only been 2-3 years since he
was in the NFL. Yeah,
those guys better watch it. He can.
Yeah. Yeah, he can play right with him. Final check, Gary.
Well, right now, Green Bay, free of rain. There are some showers and thunderstorms farther to the south. Here, we've got better chances for showers and thunderstorms that are moving in. As far as our extended forecast is concerned, look for high temperatures, lower 80s for tomorrow with a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Better chances of rain early next week, and then a warm-up toward the end of next week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.